Hello, welcome to A Tinge Ginge. Today we're going to be cutting a different clutch. This is the backup clutch to the one that went quite bad for me. So this is my Leopard Pastave bred to my Bumblebee now. I do want to try and hit a Leopard Killer Bee. That's ideally what I want to hit. Apart from that, there's not really a lot else I want out of this clutch. It's literally just that pairing to come out. So I'm hoping we get lucky. We've only got a couple of eggs as well, so I'm hoping the odds are going to be worse. There's not too many genes flown about. There's like there's 5 genes flown about, so hopefully we can hit it or get something close to it. If not, it doesn't matter. I probably will be holding something back anyway. Something will probably come out that I'll think, oh, that's really nice, and I'll probably just keep it for the sake of it. But yeah, we're going to get straight into the egg cutting, and hopefully, fingers crossed, get what we want. Okay, so major camera malfunction there. Started recording, started cutting the eggs, and the battery died, which is absolutely brilliant. On this camera, it's got like a little timeout period, so you can't actually see the screen after a while. So it will just time out to save battery, and yeah, it just decided to turn the camera off and didn't save anything I'd filmed. So I literally just cut this egg when I realised. I'll quickly give you a look at the other ones, but I think that is what we wanted. You can see those spots there. I think that is the Leopard Killer Bee. It's very yellow, which is what I'd expect to see. It's got some really dark patterning, which is really cool. So yeah, I believe that is the one that I wanted to hit, so that's absolutely fantastic. Because I just lost that footage, let me quickly go and get the other eggs, and I'll show you what I think we've got so far. So frustrating. So this is the first egg, which I believe to be just a spider. Don't think there's anything else going on there. Maybe it's a leopard spider. I don't think it is. The pattern's very reduced, so that's what makes me think it could possibly be a leopard, but there's not a lot of pattern there at all, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see. The next one we cut was this one. Again, I'm not entirely sure what this is. I think this could be the all gene animal, so I think that could be a super pastel leopard spider Mojave. Really cool pattern. I wasn't expecting that at all, so yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to see come out. It's just, I don't know, I think that probably is the Mojave doing that, just making that pattern a little bit more wacky. I've not seen much Mojave stuff in spider, so I'm going to have a little look about and see what actually it's supposed to look like. But yeah, really impressed with that. That's a really cool pattern there. And then this is the third one we cut. I think this is another leopard spider combo. You can see the patterns there are a little bit more dark, a little bit more pattern there, so I think that one probably is the leopard spider. But yeah, again, it looks really cool. The markings are probably going to be really dark as well, which is nice, having that contrast. I think there might be a little bit of pastel in this, just because it is quite blushed out and quite white on the sides. So yeah, I think that probably will be pastel as well. So that's 4 of the eggs cut. So if you have seen my previous video, you'll see one of these eggs did actually go bad part way through incubation. I think it's probably about 3/4 of the way through the incubation that it must have gone bad. And we did actually cut that egg open, have a look at the embryo and see what was actually wrong with it, and it had a couple of problems. So if you haven't seen that video, go and check that out, because it's a bit gory. So if you do not like gore and that sort of thing, then I suggest don't watch it. But if you are interested to see what a baby looks like sort of three-quarters of the way through its incubation, then definitely get over and give that a look. But yeah, so we've still got one more egg after this to cut. I think I've hit that Leopard Killer Bee. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, still got 2 more chances. These eggs are actually quite tough now. I've left these a little bit longer than normal to cut, just because I just didn't feel they were ready. The babies I couldn't really feel that well, and they still had quite a lot of fluid in them, so that's why I sort of left these that little bit longer. So I can see some colour in there. Don't know. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's this one's quite difficult to see just because he's all wrapped up, but if I had to guess, it could be a normal, but going on what I think with my male being a super leopard, I'm trying to prove that out. I think this is maybe just a single gene leopard. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, because one of them spiders is very reduced. I've got to have a little look at the leopard spiders just to see what they actually look like. But if he does prove out to be a super leopard and everything in this clutch is leopard, then that's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, looking at that, just at how dark that actual dorsal line is there, I'm going to say that that is a leopard, which is cool because I think single gene leopards are just awesome anyway. Once we've done this egg, I'll sort of bring the clutch over and we'll have a closer look at everything. Bit cloudy that, I don't really like how cloudy that is. So yeah, these are a little bit late actually coming out, these guys, so there's a reason why I've wanted to cut them now. Again, I think this is another leopard. Just looking at that pattern, it's dark, it's got rich browns around it. Yeah, so again, I think that is another leopard, which is absolutely fine, because if one of these leopards is a female, I might keep it back. I'm not entirely sure yet. I do have a multi-gene leopard female ready, but I've only got the one, so if one of these is a female, I may possibly hold it back. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. Love leopard stuff. It's probably top 3 genes easy for me. So this is the first egg that we cut. Looking at it, I think it probably is just a spider. Don't think there's leopard in that, unless leopard sort of reduces the pattern and gives it sort of some specklings down the side, which this has. I'm not entirely sure. I will have to have a look just on Morph Market and the Genetic Wizard just to try and see what they do look like. But that was the first egg we cut. The second egg is this guy here, which I think could be all of the genes. It definitely looks like it's got leopard, definitely look like it's got spider. It's definitely got pastel, could possibly be super pastel, and then just because of the pattern, it's just a bit odd. That's why I think that there's Mojave in the mix. I don't want to pull them around too much, but yeah, I don't really know what that is, unless it's just a crazy combo of just the leopard and the bumblebee. I'm not sure. Interested to see that one come out. This next one I think is a leopard spider, just because of the pattern is a little bit more pronounced. It's a little bit darker, so I think that is probably more of a leopard spider than what this first one was, which is pretty cool. I do like the leopard spider stuff. Moving on to this one, this is what I believe is just a leopard. I made quite a small cut on this one, so you're probably not going to see too much. But yeah, I think this one is probably just one of the leopards. This one, where's the one I thought was a leopard killer bee? I think, actually no, I've got my eggs mixed up. I think this one could possibly be the leopard killer bee, not too sure now. I think it's moved around in the egg a little bit. I think that is probably just a leopard spider. Yeah, and then this one here, I think is a leopard. So that's the head there, down there. You can't quite see it, but there is some blush on the head, so I do think that one is a leopard, and this one I think is definitely a leopard. Try and get a little light a bit more. Just looking at that pattern, definitely think that is a leopard. So yeah, that's not bad going, to be honest. I wasn't expecting a lot from this clutch. Mainly for this, this was just a backup for my last clutch that went wrong, so I was just hoping to try and get that leopard killer bee and try and get that first clutch sort of redemption, you know. But yeah, happy with the way this is. Majority of these probably are going to be for sale, so I will be checking out my Morph Market when they're ready. Really interested to see what this one's going to look like. It's just really odd. But yeah, as soon as these are out, I'll do a clean-up video and give you an update on what they will look like. Okay, so I wasn't going to film this, but luckily I was still here and my camera's here as well. As you can see, this season is just absolutely killing me. We've got a baby. I've literally just cut these eggs about 2-3 hours ago. This baby started to come out, and you can see there that he has got an umbilical cord wrap. I've tried to have a little play with it. I've tried to untangle it. I've tried to push him through the actual loop, and it's just not budging. Literally, it's right at where it goes into his belly button is where it's tied, and there's just no way of me to actually try and get that untangled. So he has got some egg yolk loose, some egg yolk left. So what I'm going to have to do is now I'm going to have to try and find out which way that's going, cut this cord, and hopefully it survives. But it's just, this season is absolutely killing me. So I'm going to try and show you it. It's not going to be the best footage in today because I need to try and get this done as soon as possible, just because this baby is stressing out. So yeah, I'm going to try and get some camera just to try and show you what I do, but I need to try and do it as quick as I can. So you're probably not going to be able to see a lot of this because it is going to be majority of my hands being in the way, but at least I can give you some sort of visual representation of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So what I'm looking for is I'm trying to see where the umbilical cord from the egg yolk goes into the snake. And it's very important because you don't want to cut the wrong end, basically. I can actually see egg yolk in the umbilical there. You can see that white stuff, that is actually the egg yolk. So at one point it was absorbing it, but now just looking at it, the knot has become so tight that I just don't think there's any chance of him being able to absorb anything else. So I don't want to risk him, because he was hanging half out of the egg, this was tugging on his body. I just don't want to risk him doing himself some damage. So the best thing to do, from what I believe, is to actually cut this, and yeah, hopefully we can save him. Hardest part now is to try and look at where it goes into the body. So it goes into the body there, and I believe makes it even harder when you've got the baby sort of squirming around and stuff. It just makes it super difficult for you to try and tell where everything is. But I think I know where I'm going to cut it now. And you see the baby's like twisting there. This is probably the worst thing that can happen. So okay, I think I know where I'm going to cut it. So the way I'm going to do is, you can see the baby wants to escape as well, and I think this is why a lot of the babies do die when they've got this sort of thing happen. They're just stressing out, they're pulling and tugging on that, and that's what often causes them to die. So what I'm going to do is, I've just got some sewing cotton, nothing special, and I've actually got a little sexing probe as well. I'm going to pass the probe through there, just underneath that tangle bit, being very gentle not to sort of pierce anything. So that's gone underneath there. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and tie this onto the end of the probe, because it's got that ball on the end. The knot shouldn't come off. The baby is literally really stressing out at the minute. I'm stressing out because this is just another thing that's just gone wrong with this season. It's one thing after another. Okay, so now I've got that tied on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that through, being very gentle. Okay, so you can see that thread goes through there. I'm just going to cut that off. And what I'm going to do is now, just going to do a couple of overhand knots. I'm just going to pull down fairly tight, not too tight, because if you pull too tight with this, you can actually cut through that umbilical cord, which is not what you want to do. You want to tie it off as like a tourniquet sort of thing. That's what I'm doing now, just a couple of knots. Going to do one more knot. Like that, okay. So I'm happy that's tied off. I'm just going to double check before I do cut it, just to make sure I have tied that in the right place. I mean, this baby isn't looking great. So yeah, I think, looking at it, that is the right spot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut above. I'm going to be really careful not to harm the baby. I'm going to cut that. That's why I'm using blunt scissors as well, just because it is just safer when doing this sort of thing. I'm going to pass it underneath, and I'm just going to cut that cord. And I'm going to pull that baby out of the egg. So there will be a little bit of blood, that's not an issue. But you can see where I've cut that umbilical cord, it is a bit gory. You can see that's where it goes into his belly, and you can see that's where I've tied it off again. It's tied off so he's not going to bleed out, he shouldn't get an infection or anything like that from it. But yeah, that's tied off now. Hopefully this baby's going to have a chance of surviving. Actually no, I think I'm going to put this little guy in a tub, because I'm paranoid that he is then going to go into that one of those other eggs like I had in one of my previous clutches. So yeah, actually thinking about it, I'm going to get him straight out. I'm actually going to get a tub set up for him quickly because I do have one, get him in there. So that little guy's in his own little tub now. I'm just going to turn the lights off, give the room a bit of darkness just so he feels a little bit safer. I just don't want him to stress out, I just want him to chill out. Just put some blue paper towel in there and just wet it down. So I'm hoping that he's going to be okay in there, but yeah, it's just one thing after another. It's just one of them. Oh, it's just this season's been an absolute nightmare for me. It's literally been I wouldn't say my worst season, but I've just had so many things go wrong this season. It's just absolutely beating me. It's just. I'll quickly show you this clutch as well. You can see that this one here did have his head out. This one is just started poking his head out as well. So I think I'm going to have a little root about with these guys just to see what's going on with them. It's just, I've never known so many bloody cord wrap tie thing, umbilical cord ties in my life. I've never had, I had one last season, and this season I've had like 3, 4, maybe 5 now. It's just beyond a joke now. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't think you can do anything to stop it, but it's just driving me absolute nuts. So that was the egg cutting. Yeah, not a great start to be honest, but again, it's just one of them things. I've just been really unlucky this season. I know the majority of people have had some bad luck as well. Again, I don't think it's anything I'm doing. It is what it is in the day. But other than that, we've got some really decent snakes now. I think I might have hit the killer leopard bee. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, once they come out and we can have a look at them, yeah, we'll be able to see what's actually coming out. But I'm happy with the way it's gone. Season is almost over. We've still got a few more girls that I'm hoping are gonna go. I don't know if they are. I think it's getting on the verge of maybe they're going to miss this season and then go next season. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to keep pairing for the next couple of months anyway. But yeah, hopefully the girls, if they do go this season, then there should be some really exciting stuff. A lot of it is going to be clown related, basically. Creating a lot of my own hets just because I want to try and pick the best that I can, and then just work my way out from there. Basically, I've got a lot of clown projects on the go, and it's just a case of trying to get them morphs and get the bases that I need, and then just slowly build from there. So it's going well. We've got another egg cutting coming up in a couple of days. That's my double het clutch, the Exantic Clowns. Everything's going to be double het. Nothing's going to be visual, but obviously the snake should have a little bit of something showing through just from the clown, and the Exantic hopefully just cleans the patterns up a little bit and makes them look a little bit nicer than a normal. So that's coming up in a few days. And I've also been working on some other little projects that I've put on Instagram and teased. So if you do follow me on Instagram, you would have seen those, but there will be videos of that coming out shortly. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.